Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to give you a quick little review of my nighttime routine. This is not what I do every night. This is what I do in between washes when my afro is looking a little mangy, and this is just what I do to like refresh the curls, add back moisture, and have it styled for the rest of the week to get through my wash day. So the first thing that I do is clip the front half of my head back and then just section it into like two main sections, just so that it's easier to work with. And then I grab a spray bottle, and the spray bottle just has water in it. You can put oil in it if it's easier to like skip the steps, but I like to use my oil separately, and I'm using the Alocate Naturals Essential 17 Growth Oil, just applying that on my hands and then using the praying hands method and whatever method just to get it through and lock the moisture in. So for styling cream today, I'm using the Texture ID styling cream. I really like the styling cream. As you can see, I was trying to show the product and I like totally dropped it, but just grab about that much product and put it in your hair. This reminds me of the Cantu leave-in conditioner, which I often use. I've been using for many years for the same process, but this one has replaced it for recently just because, I don't know, it smells good, it works very similar, and it gives me that kind of like fluffy, bouncy result that I like. So now I just grabbed my hair in two sections and I'm starting to two-strand twist, and as you can see, my curls are starting to revert because it's looking really moisturized. I like to moisturize with product a lot more than with too much water, so that my hair doesn't shrink up too much, because it is already in its like pretty shrunken state. I mean, not totally shrunken, of course it's stretched, but it's not like very stretched out, you know? So that last bit that you saw me do is a hanging bantu knot, which I learned many years ago from Yolanda Renee here on YouTube, and I do that to the end of all my twists just to make sure that the ends are curled and that I don't have any like bit. It's the worst thing when you do your twist out and then you realize your ends didn't curl up. It's very frustrating, and I always end up putting it in a bun. So I do that hanging bantu knot style just to make sure that my ends are twisted. So always, like towards the end of my twist, I make sure I add a little bit of product just to make sure that my ends get moisture. They are the most important part because they're the ends of the hair, the oldest of the hair. So I want to take really good care of them so I don't get any breakage, split ends, that kind of thing. And I take really big chunks because I'm not looking for a lot of definition. I'm really just looking to have a little bit of definition and to just stretch my hair a little bit. If you would like more definition, then definitely go in smaller sections, but this wasn't really a styling day. I need this to be an easy process where I can just toss my hair up in a scarf or a beanie and be done with it. So I'm going to continue this process throughout my head until we get to the front and we flat twist the front two sections, which you'll see in a little bit. Okay, so now that we're at the front, I like to flat twist these two sections just because I want to make sure that I have enough hair hanging in my face. I want to make sure that it's the most defined because it's the top and the front of my head, and that it's the most stretched out because I have a very big forehead and I want my hair to cover it. And so I prefer flat twisting because I feel like it stretches my hair a little bit more than a regular two-strand twist, and I get more definition on top, which is really the only place I'm looking for definition. And then when we get to the end of that flat twist, we're doing the hanging bantu knot as usual, just to make sure that those ends are curled. So once I'm done with everything, I go ahead and pick up my little cap, which is a satin lined cap that I actually got from Sally Beauty. I know that Slap, the actual girl that started this brand, has her own line. Those products are actually quite pricey. If you can't afford the Slap caps and you're looking for an affordable alternative that works the same, this is literally the only thing that I can put on my head and that stays all night. I can't keep scarves on my head. So the next day, this is what my twists are looking like. I was doing a Foundation Friday video and testing out a new foundation, so excuse the fact that my face looks a little bit crazy. It didn't go very well, and you will see, I'll link the video down below, you'll see the results of that. So I just grabbed some Essential 17 oil again, and this is not so much for the hair, but it's just to put on my hands to reduce the amount of frizz. I am going to be fluffing it out, so of course it's going to get frizzy, but while I'm separating, I just don't want anything to catch, and I want it to just be really easy to separate. Now I take down each twist section and separate per section so that I don't leave any areas unseparated or make any mistakes. So and I know a lot of people take down all their twists and then start to separate, but I find I always end up leaving one or two accidentally. So I'm just going to continue to separate throughout my head until I'm happy with the amount of volume that I have. So once I'm done separating, I take the top half of my hair and I just tie it up so I can start picking out the back section. Now I lost my actual afro pick, so I'm just using a wide tooth comb. This is going to give you a lot more frizz. It would be much better if you just have an afro pick so you can get right down to the root and pick out for volume, but use what you got, you know. So I'm picking this out just to give the bottom volume. I especially don't mind with the bottom because I want it to give me more volume than definition, and then the definition can be laying on top. So I'll be a little bit more careful with how I pick out the top so that I don't lose too much of that curl that we created. Now this is a long process. It's as long as you want it to be. You can pick out for 5 seconds if you're happy, but I like to get as much volume as possible and start shaping it. So I just go and pick and fluff and pick and fluff until I'm happy with the way that my afro looks. Now I don't have a pick, so I didn't get it to be super big, but this is the final look after I'd done my makeup for the day, and I was actually filming for the entire day, but this is what it looked like a few hours later. It did shrink up a little bit, but this is a more realistic picture of what it would look like through the day. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this helps you with your weekly routine between washes. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more hair videos like this, as well as comment down below your thoughts on the video. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and remember, don't let anybody dim your glitter. Bye.